Tyreek Hill said that he sees the same team with the Dolphins that he saw in 2019 with the Chiefs. Do you think he's putting too big of a target on the Dolphins and Tua? Because he also said that this is basically the last year Tua has to show what he's got, and he said he thinks he will show what he's got.
This is the longest we've gone without a Dolphins topic in a long time.
Was it a show and a half?
No, we haven't talked about Tua in like a couple months.
I don't believe it, to be honest with you. But I'm assuming we're going to start with me because I'm the Dolphins guy, fam. You know the vibes. So I was actually talking to my dad about this because he's a Dolphins fan, and I wanted his opinion on this because I feel like indirectly he's putting a target on their back. I feel like that's not his intention. His intention is solely to come into the locker room and be a leader. He is the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. He wants to live up to that tag. He wants people to understand that he is not a product of Patrick Mahomes. He wants everyone to know that he is Tyreek Hill. He is one of the best wide receiver talents the league's ever seen. He wants his presence to be known in that locker room, that I am a leader. I can be one of the main voices in this locker room to get us to the end goal, which is ultimately the Super Bowl. Now, he is trying to support his guys. He's talking up his guys. I see nothing wrong with that. Now, I say indirectly because after speaking to my father, I can see how one's perception may be, oh, he's taking a jab at Mahomes. I feel as if it's not overly a jab because he's saying, oh, listen, we're talking about arm strength. 100% I'm going my boy 1.5. When it comes to accuracy, which that is Tua's strength, he would rather Tua Tagovailoa. And for a guy like Tyreek Hill, who it's essential that he wants to be hit on his cut. And really, if you're the Dolphins, that's what you want. You want to hit Tyreek Hill in his spots and allow him to make the plays after because he is a big play machine. He's one of the best big plays players in the NFL. I don't mind it at all because it's coming from a place of inspiration for his guys, leadership. I'm fine with it. But I can understand where people may feel like he's taking jabs at his old guys. And I have no problem with you trying to talk up Cedric Wilson. No, not a problem at all because compare McCole Hardman to Cedric Wilson. Who really cares?
Picking up and down
Who really cares? Who? Cedric Wilson? Yeah. Come up. I was sick about it. Jalen Waddle, Sammy Watkins. It's night and day. You go Waddle. The running back situation, Damian Williams was fantastic. There's nothing you could say about Damian Williams in that playoff run. But a healthy Raheem Mostert is solid, and Chase Edmonds is a solid option as well. He's solely talking weapons. Kelsey's a clearing. It's a clearing. But my point being is he's not trying to take shots at his old team as much as he's trying to support his guys. Simple.
I respect it.
Now listen, Tyreek Hill is putting a target on the Dolphins.
Shocker.
It's as simple as that. Is he talking up his teammates? Absolutely, 100%.
Do you respect it?
But do I respect it?
Do you respect it?
Do I respect it? Yes, I respect it.
That's all you need. And that's all I need.
Is he ultimately going to be wrong about the Dolphins? Yeah. Is he going to be wrong about Tua? Yes.
Casual.
He also mentioned how quarterbacks, they don't have much time to prove how good they are. Well, that's because historically, quarterbacks show you who they are very early.
I don't disagree.
There are a few outliers that break that mold.
100%.
Is Tua one of them?
Absolutely.
Probably not.
Well, Tua hasn't been bad. He hasn't been bad.
He hasn't been great. He hasn't been very good.
He's been Jimmy G.
He hasn't been good.
And Jimmy G is
not average.
So what's wrong with that? Jimmy G's made a career.
And now he's not going to start probably anywhere.
Seattle maybe?
In division trade?
I don't know, maybe. But
Cleveland.
Who cares?
Cleveland makes the most sense.
I don't know if they want to take on that money.
The reason why I'd be wary.
Yo, you're right, 100%. Go ahead.
The reason why I'd be wary about this is he giving praise? Yes. Are Dolphins fans very happy with his comments? Yes. Because ultimately, you have a lot of Dolphins fans who believe in Tua. And whatever Tyreek Hill says that's in favor of Tua, they are wagoning it. They love that he believes in the Dolphins. But if I got paid $30 million a year too, I would give heaps and praise to everybody on the staff. In the same clip, Tyreek Hill said, I know Andy Reid is a great play caller, but, Mikey D, he can really call plays too. Yeah, Mike McDaniel, he's a great mind. He's never called offensive plays before at the NFL level. for Tyreek Hill to just casually act like, oh, yeah, Andy Reid versus Mike McDaniel. Yeah, Andy Reid's great, but Mike McDaniel's not too far off is ridiculous because the point is probably going to be a huge gap. The Dolphins are going to miss the playoffs. It's as simple as that.
This guy, man,
Tua
doesn't know ball.
is going to get replaced most likely next season. Maybe they give him one more year, maybe.
This is clip material. I love
But
it.
with the weapons, you're right. The weapons are very similar. Tyreek Hill, they cancel out. Jalen Waddle over Sammy. Cedric Wilson over McCole. Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert. I think it's an even
It's close because
backfield.
Damian was great.
Yeah.
But really, it's Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. That's the two that they clear everybody, and you take that
True.
over everybody.
Jalen's not Kelce because Kelce has the resume, but Jalen has the potential to be one of the best receivers in
And
the league.
also, you're not taking Tyreek Hill didn't take into account that the difference is the quarterback because Alex Smith the year before had that same team and was a wild card exit. You give Pat Mahomes that same roster,
Tyreek still put up good numbers.
you're in the Super Bowl. That's the difference with Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes versus Tua. Tua's not even Alex Smith, let alone Patrick Mahomes.
Can you stop?
Like Tua, what's going to happen with the Dolphins? They're going to miss the playoffs again, like they have the last 2 seasons when they've been one game away and something always happens. Oh, last year it was the rain. 2 years before that,
No, it was
they
the
ran
offensive line.
they ran into the Bills. What can you
It was
say?
the 32nd ranked offensive line
Whatever.
and a bottom 3 rush offense. That's what it was.
Okay, and they were 1-7 to
One
start
of
the
the worst
season, and then went on a
offensive
win
play
streak
callers
because
in
they
the
had a
league.
bad quarterback schedule.
I can't say that too much because it was smart of them to do play action.
So ultimately, Tyreek Hill's putting a target on the Dolphins' back. He's hyping up the fans a lot, and ultimately, it's gonna all lead to disappointment.
All right, put money that the Jets have a better record than the Dolphins
Did this become a Jets thing?
because I know that
I don't
this is where it's
understand.
coming from.
No, it's not. I just don't think the Dolphins can make the playoffs.
How many wins would they have?
They probably go 9-8. The Bills win a division. The Chiefs are. Let me just go through the division winners first. The Bills, the Bengals, the Colts. AFC West is really a crapshoot, but I'm gonna
Broncos.
put the Chargers winning the division. That's 4. I have the Chiefs making the playoffs.
Really?
I have the Broncos making the playoffs too, and then that last team that gets into the wild card, Ravens.
Thank you.
So that's 7 right there. I don't think the Dolphins are better than any of those teams.
And also, last show, we had originally thought I had the Broncos in 3rd place. I actually have the Broncos tied for 1st. Coming in 2nd because of tiebreaker, I think the Chargers win it. But just want to clarify that before I get ridiculed.
Listen, I don't know if the Chiefs. Man, it's only because Patrick Mahomes you have to give that respect, but
And
the
they have
defense
a
is
top 2
not
coach in the
good.
league.
Their defense is not
The
good.
defense is
It
good.
was good last year. Second half, it was really
Their
good.
secondary is not going to be good this season.
Why not?
Spags just
No
has a way of
Charvarius
figuring
Ward,
out.
no Tyrann Matthew.
They lost some guys for sure.
Justin
They
Reed is filling in for Tyler.
And they also picked up Sean McDuffie, who's pretty
We
fucking
got to
good.
see. We're going to see. It's a
Charvarius
rookie.
Ward.
He was their best corner by far.
He was, but Rashad Fenton was really good. He's still there. L'Jarius Sneed is very good.
And
He's
who's
still
the
there.
edge rusher they drafted?
George Karlaftis.
Thank you. Yep.
And
We're
the
gonna have to see.
reason
It's a wait and see.
and the
I
reason
think
why
McDuffie's gonna be really good quick.
and the reason why the Chiefs were an elite defense in the second half of the season was because Chris Jones in the first half of the season was playing at edge, and then they moved into his natural position at defensive tackle, and that's when they turned the corner.
Was the Chiefs defense elite in the playoffs, in your opinion, guys?
In the playoffs,
Far from.
I mean, they faced the Steelers.
I was to say
and
yes.
they faced the Bills.
And they gave up over
Then they
30
faced the
points,
Bengals.
and they blew a 17-point lead.
But any
it's disappointing.
most top defenses are getting smoked like that by the Bills. The Bills, they smoked the New
And
England
they
in the playoffs
violated
too.
New
And the
England.
Bengals?
Huh?
The Bengals?
The Bengals, you just praised their defense, didn't you guys?
No, I'm talking about the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, there's a tale of 2 halves. The first half, they were lights out. Second half, they looked terrible.
I mean, the Bengals, they're a great offense too. So.
But the Rams held the Bengals in check.
But ultimately, the reason why their defense was better and was elite in the second half of the season was because Chris Jones was moved back to his natural position.
Chris Jones is savage.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the game.
Correct.
And that's why their defense went from bad to elite because of that
Elite?
position switch. They were elite in the second half of the season.
yeah. It was the Jordan Love game.
Let's see.
Yeah,
That's what turned it
unfortunately, they decided to move Chris Jones there in the Jordan Love
Oh,
game. It
that's why
sucks.
Jordan Love struggled.
No, it is because why? Yeah, their defense became elite
Bro,
because
Jordan
Chris
Love's
Jones
not
position
good.
switch.
He's sadly just not that great at football, I think.
I mean, we don't know that.
I feel like if it's been 3 years, as
We
he
don't
started,
know that. I still have
I know
stock
you
in
do.
Jordan Love.
I think the most interesting thing Tyreek Hill talked about. What'd you say?
Now they played some pretty good teams.
Oh, second half of the year. Yeah, I mean they had a first place schedule, so it doesn't surprise me. the most interesting thing I think Tyreek Hill said was, obviously, I do think he is putting a target on Miami's back. A lot of people are expecting the Dolphins to improve from last season. The offensive line's better. We're expecting coaching to be better. And they just got Tyreek Hill and Cedric Wilson that should drastically improve their wide receiver core. And we mentioned the running backs. They're fine, but they're better than Myles Gaskin, right? So I think overall we're expecting the Dolphins to do better. So
and
when
their
Tyreek,
offensive line's good.
Yeah, which I mentioned as well. Yes, for sure.
I can't say it's good yet until I see it.
Tyron Armstead.
No, for sure.
That helps.
No doubt.
But yeah, I think Tyreek going out and saying, it was brutally honest, and I respect him for it, saying that teams, only give quarterbacks a couple years, he's accurate, right? Because if you go through all of the quarterbacks who are great right now, like the Packers didn't give up on Rodgers, the Pats didn't give up on Brady, the Chiefs didn't give up on Mahomes, gave him a 10-year contract. Stafford, the Lions didn't give up on Stafford.
Give up on Josh.
Exactly. So all of these elite quarterbacks, no team gave up on them too early. They saw something at some point and said, maybe he doesn't have that yet. Maybe he hasn't won enough yet, but he's our guy. We want him here for 10-plus years. Same thing with even guys like Derek Carr or Matt Ryan, who we probably don't look at as the elite of the elites, but still someone you probably don't want to move off of because it's hard to replace someone of that caliber. And then if you look at the guys who we're probably looking at as average or below average starters, probably someone you're not expecting to be a franchise quarterback or someone we label as a franchise quarterback. Tannehill, who was in Miami for 6 years, he got traded, but I don't think Miami's sitting here losing sleep over trading Ryan Tannehill. Jimmy G was in New England, had Brady, so a bit of an outlier. Jared Goff was on the Rams for 5 years, had some really great seasons with Sean McVay, but we know for sure that the Rams are not losing sleep over trading Jared Goff. Same thing with Teddy Bridgewater, who got injured, ended up getting replaced by Kirk Cousins. But again, no one's getting upset over this.
Josh Rosen was selected in the first round, and the very next year.
Josh Rosen, Brandon Weeden, Mitch Trubisky, like all of these guys that at the time you could say, are you moving off them too soon, or you need to see another year? Almost always, you're not upset over.
Paxton Lynch was a first-round pick. He had Lynch, 4 starts maybe.
Yeah, and I wasn't even including those guys. Or even someone like Carson Wentz, who was phenomenal at one point and got moved off of.
Carson Wentz kind of hurts.
But again, the Eagles aren't upset. They traded Carson Wentz, got a first-round pick, first and second, I think.
Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Jalen Hurts is better.
It hasn't led to a playoff win yet, but maybe that could change this season. We're going to talk about it later.
But the Eagles have made the playoffs before Carson Wentz has made it after leaving.
Yeah,
it's true.
Last year. Mm-hmm. So I think overall, Tyreek Hill's right. You have teams give up on quarterbacks rather early, but some of that has to do with coaching, because if your quarterback doesn't work out, usually your coach or GM gets moved off outside of Bill Belichick and, a few exceptions, Brett Veach in Kansas City and Andy Reid there. So I think overall, if your guy doesn't see it in, year 2, year 3, it's fine to move off him because it's very unlikely he turns into a franchise guy.
Is Tyreek Hill right with the quarterback thing? Yes.
It's a bold statement.
But isn't that what every position is? N'Keal Harry's in year 4. He just got traded for a 7th-round pick because they know he's not good. It's with every position. The coaches after 2-3 seasons get fired if they don't produce.
It's the only statement of Tyreek Hill's that I completely and utterly disagree with. If a quarterback's bad, more often than not, Yeah. More often than not,
But you also know when someone shows you who they are.
There are some exceptions to the rule.
Of course.
When someone shows you who they are.
Like Drew Brees, the Chargers.
He was
great with the Chargers, though.
He was, but his injury, they lost faith in him. He went to New Orleans.
I was going to say, that's probably
becoming one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
That's probably the biggest exception is Drew Brees.
Baker Mayfield's career started very similar to his.